Hello everybody and welcome back, and boy do I have a lot to show you today. Well, let's get right into the action, because today has a lot to do. There's a lot to do. First things first, I redesigned my way of making the oils. Now if you take a look at the oils, I'm basically mentioning the seed oils, the empowered oil, and the crystallized oil. They now have several different areas where they're being made. Now this one, for example, is the one tasked with crystallized oil. This one is the empowered oil, and the seed oil, it's just this thing. It's just this crafter into this magma crucible, and yeah, pretty much it's that easy. Now I do need to take a look if this is actually hurting my seed. No, it's completely full. It's still completely full. That being said, I also made a few extra changes. Now our potions are now being made over here. Now this is the speed potion. The energized speed potion is being made here, and I also made the energized health potion. Why? Because we needed those to actually progress through the pack into this area. I had to make this the rotary concentrator, which is a little bit expensive because it takes iridium neutron reflectors. As you can see, it just goes very deep into the amount of resources that you need, but I automated all of them, so we're fine there. We have this chemical crystallizer, which I'm pretty sure we actually got from recipes. I think we got this from another quest line, and I already made a crystal of life, which it's pretty much just putting those two machines together right here. So I put the rotary concentrator from the right side into the left side, so it's turning liquid into gas. The gas then gets put into here and then gets made into the crystal. Pretty easy. All it really needs to put for the crystal of life is a bucket of the health potion, and it makes 10 crystals of life. And in case you want to take a look at how this thing actually works, because it's pretty compact, and I really like the design. Basically, you need a fluid collector, you need a fluid placer, and you need a dropper. I'm using a precise dropper because it's always going to put the item right there. And then you need a crafter and of course a multi-buffer. And technically I don't even need this. I could just put everything into the same machine. So I could put like all of them here, and then it will use this machine for everything. Like I can do that, but just for the sake of, in case something goes wrong, I'm making multiple of these. I just auto craft the items and just place them down. If I need the space later down the line, I can just put them separately. But for now, I'm gonna keep them like this because I feel like it's gonna give another ambiance to this area, for example. And what else did I do? Well, I did a couple of things. You can see now I have a gold crafter. This is my first gold crafter. I already asked for a second one, yes. And if you take a look at the recipe, or even if I ask one, you can see it takes a lot of steps and it takes a lot of antimatter because it needs to make iridium stuff. So yeah, these gold crafters, they're expensive, but they are definitely needed. Now I did address my antimatter production a little bit. Basically, if you go over here into this factory, I have now connected this scrap drawer right here into, what is that there? Into an external storage, which means my system has access to it. And then if you go over here, this pillar, as you can see, this is actually a cable, but I just used some covers to cover it up. And if you go over here, you can see, yeah, that the cable is indeed right here. It goes all the way to the top, so when we need it at the top, we have it. But at the moment, I use it to export all the scrap into this chest, which then gets put into this antimatter constructor, and then it's getting the antimatter imported. So this is all good. This system is also okay-ish. We kind of need to give a little bit more power to this. Several different ways we can do that. Increase our antimatter production, increase our overall IC production. That's also a very good thing to do, but I think we'll leave that to when we actually need to go to the moon, which maybe it's today. I don't really know. And I say maybe it's today because since we unlocked the crystals of life, we can go into the digital miner, the plug-in, plug-out, and the quantum transporter. Now, I definitely want to make these right now ASAP because this will actually allow me to have power wherever I want to have power very easily without having that many cables going around. So this is definitely a must. But the digital miner and the quantum entangle porter are actually some rewards for this quest right here. Yes, the digital miner and the quantum entangle porter. So whenever I finish up this quest, I'll finish up those two. So I'm not really gonna be making the digital miner and the quantum entangle porter, but I do need to make these space survival kits. Now they are very expensive because they take alien spawn eggs, which, well, we just need the magical eggs and you get these, or if you just kill a lot of alien zombies, you can also craft them. So there's the two options really. Oxygen tanks, pretty okay. These coordinated data modules are a pain because they actually require 1K storage disks and a lunar satellite dish we don't have. And the tier 1 rocket, of course, which requires several different pieces. I may just calculate like how many of these I need and then just craft them, just put it into the auto crafter and tell them, well, do these because you need to do these. As you can see, like some of them are simple, some of them are not that simple. For example, I like that you now don't need these ones, you can just use regular steel there. But this one is still a little bit expensive because they also need empowered items. But I think this is where we're gonna start the episode just right, you know. I want to go and try and end up this side of the quest line, and of course this requires to have some solar panels, the lunar satellite dish, and all the other discs that are kind of optional. I do have like some discs already, and of course we need to, oh, these are all optional. Okay, so I guess we're only like 3 missions away from completing the pack, basically. Not the pack, sorry, but this area. So we have to automate this. Now let's do a quick recap. We need 25 fuel. I have 3 buckets of fuel, and my fuel loader has been on my fuel generator or whatever. The fuel refinery is right here in the corner, very hidden away. It does seem to have enough for what we need it to have. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab one of these tanks real quick, and boom, there we go. Now all of this will be poured into this tank, so which means this guy will slowly filling up this guy. So we need 25,000 of this, so it's gonna take a little bit, but it's doing its own thing. Now let's go to the crafter and automate some things. So 25 oxygen tanks, here you go. And now we just basically continue this and continue this. We have this one, we need to make these rockets, which there's so much of a pain, man. Oh wait, is this a thing? Oh no, this is wrong. Wait, this is wrong. No, wait, this is actually wrong. Okay, this guy, oh, okay. I'm gonna need to add this compressor somewhere else. I noticed that. Yes, I noticed that. And of course we have these fins, and the last part should be these engines, which actually require me to make the smoker as well, and require me to make the furnace as well. Like you can see like how many of these items are like they're a pain. They are definitely a pain to make.
Well, while I try and craft like enormous amount of items to make all those rockets, I do still need to like start thinking of what to do next. And one of the things that we're gonna go is go to the moon, but we are also on the verge of actually starting progress towards the flux network. So for example, if I want to make a flux plug, as you can see, I'm actually gonna go ahead and teach ourselves this recipe right here, teach this recipe right here, and we also need to teach this recipe right here. And after a little bit, I was actually able to make a flux plug and a flux point, and I already automated this process, but there's a little bit of an issue with the automation with this, that being this right here. Okay, of course, this is not gonna tell this casing. So basically, this casing takes in duskstone ingots, which I can make through the super alloyer. Takes silver ingots, which, well, we have, but they smoky quartz. Now smoky quartz, the only way you actually have to do this is with nether quartz and smite it, basically with lightning, with a mana steel sword. Now I do not know how I can automate this. I did make a little bit of smoky quartz. Yeah, as you can see, I did make a little bit of this, so whenever I need some, I'll just make like 3 or 4 stacks in a row. The only problem right now is that I'm super low on quartz, like super low. So the only really option that I have is to possibly just wait around, you know, and see where this will take me. But of course, I'm gonna be creating my network. It's gonna be Vlo's network. It ain't gonna have passwords because it's only me playing, and I am now on my own network. I am gonna chunk load this. I don't think I need to, but I am gonna chunk load this guy. And now we have a flux point, which technically we can take wherever we want to, and we can use it to get power. So this bad boy is coming with me to the moon. So I came back here to our wither farm, and I also upgraded it so it also has an alien spawner on there, which means that not only are we killing wither skeletons now, we're also killing aliens. It's gonna be hard to see. Yeah, there they are. They sound like pillagers. I do have this experience pylon that I just placed so it collects the experience as well. And I added in the guys, the zombies, the alien zombies, so you can get these fragments. Now, why do I want these fragments? Because with these fragments, I can make myself alien spawn eggs, like the normal aliens, which is gonna be pretty helpful. Now, we need these because the alternative option to this would be making 25 magical eggs. Now, I can make a few of these because I just finished making the tier 2 advanced crafting table, which means I can technically spend a little bit of Gaia spirits into making some more magical eggs so I can speed up the process. But I thought, well, if I can AFK here and still gather these things, then I'll be able to just, well, make them. So that's exactly what we're going to be making. For example, I can now immediately take 1 out, which is pretty good, and we're gonna store it away. And of course, just reminding ourselves that we need these to make 25 of these survival kits. And I was just talking about moving on, and well, as you guys can see, issues are striking us again. Yeah, we're having too many items being like just using overall power, and yeah, as you guys can see, it's taking a lot of power, and we can sort of manage it, but the system goes on and off, and that's really not great. So let's quickly try and come up with a better way of making power. So I believe my solution to power will actually be the mod, well, power, you know, because it gives power, so it only seems fitting. But we will be needing uraninite, and there's a couple ways we can get this. We can get this through uraninite essence, as soon as we actually have, well, uraninite seeds. But to do this, we need supremium essence, and supremium essence needs one of these crystals, like for example this one, the infusion crystal, and this bad boy takes this recipe right here. Now, I was actually just able to finish these crystal matrix ingots, which they're pretty expensive because they take nether stars, you know. That's why my power was going out, because the machine was actually working. It still doesn't fix the problem that my power generation is just not enough, right? So there's literally still no excuse. So it only feels right that we move up to the next stage, which means we need 4 inferium blocks, and we will be needing 4 of these crystals of life. I believe I made a couple. Yes, I did, because I planned ahead. I'm smart, but I don't think I have one of these celestial crystals at hand. And dun, da, 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 the infusion crystal. Now this is a major step up. Oh, it gives us some insanium farmland. Okay, that's crazy. But yeah, basically now we're gonna start like having, well, a lot of things to do. For example, this crazy recipe with the prosperity ingot, redstone ingot, insanium ingot, star metal, and power of terra steel. This is all to make inert infinity ingots. So we're going to get infinity ingots, and then of course move into draconic evolution, but one thing at a time, right? We just got our hands on this infusion crystal, which means we can now start getting tertium and involving our seeds. So for example, if I want to pick up any seed and start farming it right now, well, I can. So first things first, I have no way at the moment of generating redstone, so I'm gonna make a couple of redstone seeds, and then I'm just gonna go overhead and over there here, and we're gonna be replacing some of these seeds. I actually just got netherite seeds from questline, which are pretty amazing, but we do have a couple seeds that are probably not doing anything at the moment. One of those might be the silicon. The other one would probably be the stone, the marble, for example. Like these couple ones are really not doing anything at the moment, and I do have like quite a nice amount of it at the moment. So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna get a couple of drawers, finish up the corners. I do believe that it's still they're still in range. I don't want to put something that's not in range, and we're gonna go ahead and replace some seeds. So using all my inferium, I went ahead and made some supremium. Not much, but some. And this will be enough to give ourselves some uraninite seeds. Now, uraninite I could have automated in a different way. You see, the way I got this is by using energized glowstone and then just converting it basically or converting the normal uranium into this one using the auto infusion altar with some energized glowstone and 1 uranium ingot. You make a uraninite, and to make this you can just put a magma crucible with moon glowstone and you get this, or you can use a distillation tower with magical mixture, which is what you get from witches basically. Oh guys, I got trolled. Yes, because I thought I was gonna pull a smart one, but pick got ahead of me. Well, this is a uraninite, apparently, mineral deposit map, which means that if you go to these coordinates or into this area of the map, you can see I'm there basically, and you put an excavator, you'll be mining, well, uranium, not uraninite. I thought I was gonna get uraninite, but I only got regular uranium, which is still okay. You know, it is still a quite okay way to get uranium. The problem is that this guy is quite expensive in terms of power, and it's not giving me the resource that I wanted. So yeah, that's a bummer. And so I am actually just starting off with the redesign of my Botania area, because we were getting super low in terms of mana, and now I made this setup which automatically makes me mana. And I'm using this comparator, so whenever this guy is somewhat decently full, I think it's like 13, which is kind of near the top. Basically what this guy is going to do is just going to reroute the redstone signal over here and stop this timer, which is on 150 ticks delay, which is basically been enough to power all of these endo flames, like all the time. You can see they're all burning right now, and one will just set itself off. I believe it's that one, and this one, yeah, basically it's perfectly timed. Then it was really randomly. And of course up here we have an exporter with charcoal and a crafting upgrade, which means my system will automatically craft any charcoal, and I'm crafting charcoal and maybe using a lot of recipes with these sky logs, these skyroot logs, because I have them here just waiting around, and you can see that I took a hit because this was pretty maxed out. So I might just go ahead and do myself an upgrade on this guy right here. So whenever I'm not using like normal wood, this will have a chance to actually fill back up like quite a decent amount. So I might just need to maybe speed this guy a little bit. I did get something to speed it up, so I might just put it onto him. And the other thing I did was this thing. This is an automatic living wood and living rock maker. Now, yep, there we go. As you saw, it just ticks. Now this is on a 2000 tick delay because I haven't really properly like tested the amount of time these guys take to transform. Nevertheless, this seems to be working. It is probably slower than it could have been, but doesn't matter. It already has 3 stacks of living rock and 1 stack and something of living wood. I had some in my storage, just so there's more living rock here. And basically this is using some block placers to automatically place stone and automatically place skyroot logs. That's one of the reasons why I'm pretty much out of these guys, because look at this is consuming a lot of skyroot logs just there. And of course some exporters to fill these guys in, and afterwards these guys just place it, and these guys, whenever they get powered with the timer, well, they just break it. That's that simple. And then of course I have an ender hopper, which is then putting into the storage, and then I'm using an external storage, so whenever I need any one of these things, I have them right here. Why? Because I'm also looking forward to automating some of the early stages of the game, and we'll probably do it around this area. So I'm going to start redecorating this area just a little bit. We're probably going to be moving the tree farm out of here because it looks cool, but it's a little bit out of place at the moment because we have some machinery going on here, and I'm going to do some more. So yeah, the tree farm will probably have to be moved. Not really sure where. It doesn't really need any mana or anything, so we might just move it over here a little bit more to the side so it doesn't really bother me while I'm building there. And of course I'm not just gonna settle with a single mana pool. No, I made 2 extra ones, and of course these ones also have some hidden sparks on them, so they're actually accepting mana. And how are they accepting mana? Well, I just put a recessive upgrade on this spark, and this means that whenever this guy has any mana, it will distribute it between all the other like mana pools that I have around. So this guy will take a very long while to fill this area up, but slowly but surely it will fill all of these mana pools because it's now fully automated. Yeah, and I also got my hands on a piglin, and I made a timer on 200 tick delay, giving him gold, and then it's being sent to this ender chest and then being sorted into my storage. So if we quickly just hop on back to base and we go here, you can see I'm expanding the drawer wall. And I will be moving these drawers because I don't really want to see these items in particular, so they will all get basically destroyed because I'm not really into having any of these here. So yeah, this will probably go. Maybe we'll keep like the prosperity shards, I guess, because they're not horrible. But yeah, whenever he trades, it gives us some items. And I was mainly looking for the crying obsidian because I have automated the processes, this process right here that gives us crystallized obsidian. That's why you see me walking around with the atomic disassembler, because this bad boy takes this recipe right here, which requires an actual crystallized obsidian to making atomic alloys. So we have this process automated as well. This means we can move into some better and higher tier recipes, because if you even take a look at the atomic thing itself, you can see we can now start pushing into some ultimate everything, basically. All the cables, and we can even do some more quantum entangle portals if we really wanted to. And I think if we even go into here, quantum, if I know how to write, there we go, this bad boy, we have everything automated from this tab. So I can just click here, I mean with control pressed, and you can see I have automated every single step of the way into having quantum entangle porters. Now the next step for me is probably making this the quantum armor set, just because. It's not because it's probably the best armor in the game, I don't think it is, but it's cool, you know, and it's a throwback. It's a throwback to the original pack. Well, I didn't see this one coming. Apparently I am all out of iron. I got 79 iron ingots to my name. That is very, very bad. So I had to just move out the quarry. I took it from the nether and back into the overworld, and I'm trying to get it to just work, you know. I'm using this small system right here where I have 2 geothermal generators powering the quarry itself, with just putting lava into the ender tank and then just using the ender tank to power these guys. It's much better than just making a tower of windmills, even though that's reusable, so it's not even that bad. But I did just help myself with that, with the lava issue, by making this a magma crucible with an exporter, putting in stone, and then just outputting lava into the ender tank. So it speeds up the process that I'm doing up here in the astral area. So it basically kind of renders this area a little bit useless, but not really, because it's still, as you guys can see, producing a bunch of lava that we desperately need to power this, the quarry, and to also power this bad boy down below here. If I can aim at a hole, yep, there we go, or antimatter constructor, because these guys were also running very low in lava. Now they're all filled up, which is pretty good to see. And how much antimatter do we have? 20, because I already used a couple. But yeah, hopefully this thing will now never run out of power, and the quarry will give us some iron back, because I can't really do much without actually having iron. Well, and that means that for today, that's all the time I'm gonna have, which means I'm gonna just AFK here, hopefully get some more alien stuffies so we can progress a little bit more. And as always, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't, and see ya in the next one. Bye.